Today, you'll discover the real reason your personal brand isn't bringing you clients that has nothing to do with consistency or visibility.
Hello, my name is Anthony Winery.
And I'm Ty Gaucher.
And over the last 4 years, we've generated $1 million with our coaching business. We help online coaches hit consistent 20K profit months with 50-minute solo podcasts that allows them to attract dream clients into their business without social media.
So in this episode, you'll discover why consistency in the wrong format is killing 99% of your conversions as an online coach,
the hidden cost of trying to win with short form content and how it's ruining your chances of attracting dream clients,
and finally, how you can build a personal brand that actually feels authentic without social media and still make 20K a month profit.
But do you remember the other day when I came into your room and I was fucking amped up because I'd spoken to Laura?
Yeah.
And I was just gassed because we had a conversation. She's awesome. You laughed the entire time. But 3, we had a check-in in terms of where is she now with the results that she's getting with the show. Mm-hmm. And I remember just being buzzed because we set a goal at the start of the year. We smashed that goal. And then she was going through a different problem within her business. And I had to review the sales calls, got to the root cause. We spent around maybe 15, 20 minutes helping her solve that specific problem. And then afterwards, she walked away super happy, very grateful, very thankful.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I walked away so energized. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And it gave me so much energy. I think in those moments, you realize, number 1, the importance of having dream clients you actually enjoy working with. And then number 2, you definitely have moments where you realize holy crap, that was so valuable, me speaking to Laura about her issues, her problems, that if other people were just sitting in on that Zoom call, they'll gain so much value from that. And it's not just because the things that I'm saying, but it's them being able to see me live, the connection that they feel live between me and the client. Why is it that when you have a coaching call that's really good, what specifically about it actually makes it feel like if other people heard this, they would want to become a client of ours? Have you thought that through before?
I think it comes down to the fact that when we're doing that, we're just in our zone of genius. It doesn't feel performative in any way. We're completely in the zone. That's the best advertisement for working with us, right?
When you're on a coaching call, you are in your zone of genius and you enter flow state. And I look back, I'm like, well, why did I enjoy it so much with Laura or some of our clients? There's so little pressure to perform. It's just you speaking, connecting with a coaching client on a Zoom call, in comparison to when I try to transfer that very raw, very real, authentic energy onto social media. A lot of people find that very challenging.
And I get why. The analogy that comes to mind is you've got lightning in a bottle, you know? It's like a brilliant, shining, spit.
I never got that saying, by the way, catching light in a bowl.
Okay, turn off the logical bone. Go on, activate you're very abstract. See the abstract side of it. You've just got the amazing energy just contained in a package. In this case, it's your just best self, you're just pulling from the source, and it's just within this hour coaching call, or within this Zoom call. I visualize that kind of shining orb, energy. Yeah, you got it in your hand. But then, like you say, taking it to social media, it's kind of you're packing your bag and you're just trying to put the last thing in, and it's really difficult. And you're just stuffing it, pushing it around, putting some brute force into it, playing around with a zip.
It wouldn't be my bag; it would be my girlfriend's. It'd be Chase.
Okay, yeah, it would actually me when I put my water bottle in my bag, because it's a massive water bottle.
You got this luggage. Yeah. You got all the clothes in. You're trying to squeeze it in, trying to get your water bottle in.
So that's basically how it feels to then take this ball of energy, which is you at your best doing coaching, because obviously we're talking about coaching, and compressing that into a format that works for social media. It's like stuffing it into the bag. And that's then your social media quote or your short form clip.
So you have a coaching call, best thing ever, in the zone of genius flow. And then you're then trying to attract more clients into your business, but they haven't seen you at your finest in your flow state during a coaching call. So you then have to market yourself online to attract clients. The way people market themselves online is either through short form content, 30 to 60-second bits of them talking to a camera, whatever.
Yep.
And that removes so much nuance to what makes your coaching calls so great.
Yes.
To what makes you feel very energized, and also just how people just get the general vibe of what you're like.
Yeah.
How you market yourself on social media as a medium forces you to squeeze in a format that actually might not be conducive to getting who you truly are out there. A format that forces you to lose your context, to lose the emphasis, to lose the connection someone would feel if they were literally tuning in, listening in to you on a coaching call.
Well, you say all that, it's just very agreeable. You're really selling why that's just not a good way of doing it. The obvious question is like, well, why is everyone doing it? And why do so many coaches, like, again, we know this from our clients, why do people feel like that's just the way that you do it?
The general consensus, if you're like an online coach who wants to get online clients, you need to be on social media and online to get those online clients.
And online is like an understatement. You need to be really online.
You need to be in line.
You need to be,
you need to be plugged into the matrix.
We need to be 24/7 online.
You need to be 24/7 online. And I think it's just a general thing, right? And there's obviously different people and different authority figures who preach that, which is fine.
And I think a lot of the time the people that preach that, they're doing it because for their goals, they actually do need that, you know?
Yeah.
The biggest people in this space come to mind, like Alex Hormozi, for example, short form content everywhere. I heard that he has like 34,000 bits of content he churned out in a year or something like that. Like, but what, is he trying to be a billionaire or something? Like,
yeah, he's trying to be a billionaire.
So of course for him, that is really essential.
Most people try that, but it just doesn't work for them. So like they'll post on social media, even though they don't really like it and it doesn't feel authentic to them. They'll stay consistent. They'll do that for months, if not years, and they don't really get the results. Most people, when they get to that stage where they are working hard, like the clients we work with, don't get me wrong, there are people out there who just don't try. A lot of people do try, but it still doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
And for those people, the advice that people tell them and that the social media gurus, the figures, tell them, which is like, well, you need to work harder. You need to just figure it out. You need to brute force your way through. You need to make this format work for you, but the format isn't working for people. So like, what can you do? People then stay trying to make it on social media and then almost convince themselves and become hypnotized with this messaging that the only way for me to get these clients online is by being on social media, placating to a format that I don't really enjoy, doesn't feel authentic to me. Still not get the results that I want, but just try to brute force my way through it.
Which is number one, that is social media.
You don't have to placate.
Well, actually, that was going to be number two. Number one, that social media is the only way of getting yourself out there online in a way that can bring you clients.
Correct.
And number two, that you have to do it regardless of how much you like it.
Yeah. And both of those things are, to us as we both, they're just not true.
No.
There are people out there who don't have to placate to social media, who aren't online, who are still getting clients.
Yeah.
Right? We're speaking specifically other methods to get clients online. But they're also, what's really impactful, they're doing it in a genuine, authentic way that feels in alignment with the format that works for them. In a way where if a client was to hear them, they would actually feel a connection with a coach. So yeah, you don't have to be on social media. That is a general way most people get clients, but you don't have to get clients that if it's not working for you and if you don't like playing that game.
Something that's like on the opposite of playing the game that you hate, you won't get very far. Mm-hmm. You can play a game that you love and actually it also take you further, not just because of the vehicle, but because of how you feel about it.
100%. Like if you're someone like Alex Hormozi or someone who's online who just likes the format, like don't get me wrong, like I think we're both clear that there are some people who get clients through short form content.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are some people who write and they love writing and they're like really, really good at writing. But for a lot of the coaching clients we work with, they don't really want to be online. They don't really like social media. They love coaching. They want to get better at coaching and getting their clients results. They do want to market themselves, but they just don't want to market themselves in a way that feels inauthentic. So it's not like they're scared of the work. They understand and have accepted that fundamentally they need to market themselves.
Yeah.
Now it's okay, well, how do I market myself in a way that does feel authentic?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people will be thinking to themselves like, yeah, that sounds good, but like if it's not referrals and I can get online clients without social media, like what the hell are you guys talking about? Like how can we possibly get clients without relying on referrals and without being on social media? It seems like almost insane to people to think.
Well, if people listening right now were asking that question, I would say, I'm glad you asked. because there are many other ways. I mean, obviously for us, maybe not so obvious if you're listening right now and it's your first time listening, but 15-minute solo podcasts is a way that we found for our clients, right? Like you're mentioning Laura right at the start of this conversation, who went from having to rely on social media and referrals to making well over 100K last year, just purely in clients that found her through the podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
And she was just focusing on doing what she does best, which is talking about a subject in a way that allows her to get into her zone of genius.
Yeah.
In a way that isn't just like, oh, stop here after 30 seconds, edit it heavily.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, talk about this for a good 15 minutes, and there's not with a hardcore timer either. Like,
and the opposite, where like the more expressive you can be, the more context you can add, the better the content performs for your audience.
Yes.
To be honest, I feel like that's like the best kept secret for if you're an online coach who doesn't want to be online, but you want to build that personal brand in a way that feels authentic to you, in a way that allows you to fully express yourself, and in a format that's also just very simple to maintain and enjoyable to maintain, especially if you're just trying to get to consistent 20K profit months. You don't need all the other fancy bells and whistles. You can just find one system that works for you. For us and our clients, that's 15-minute solo podcasts that rank on page 1 of Apple and Spotify. If you want to get to like $100,000 per month, $200,000 a month, $300,000 a month, for the most part, you probably will have to go crazy on social media and online.
Yeah, and you'll have to combine the podcast with another vehicle, like some cold outbound stuff.
Correct.
And again, like we wouldn't give this advice to Alex Hormozi, right? Because it
doesn't make any sense.
Way beyond just a simple business that brings 20K a month comfortably, like profit in new clients every month, who actually want to work with you, who doesn't feel like a slog to close because like they're already warm to you. Then the podcast is the best vehicle we've found to do that, right?
Absolutely.
Hopefully you've taken from this conversation the belief of, whoa, not only do I not have to use social media as the vehicle to get my client, also if I kind of don't really like it at the bottom of my heart, just the results are always going to be capped as well, right? Compared to a vehicle that you actually enjoy and just suits you better in more ways than one, you can just get so much further on, right? And we have countless examples. I mean, Laura, our client, was one. We just scrapping about for referrals to then just having a simple podcast, one marketing channel that you love doing that really suits you and your strengths and brings you even more clients than the old way was doing. So if that interests you and you don't want to just continue to be stuck under 20K a month, playing a game you hate, follow this show. We've got you covered. You'll find on more episodes like this, we'll go deeper into why the old way is broken, why you've been stuck for so long, even though it feels like you're working so hard. And really what we've discovered is the much easier and much more aligned path for the online coach to reach 20K a month consistently, attracting dream clients.
With that said, we'll see you in the next episode.